Hello guys, we meet again. Hope you're feeling well and happy as you should. On this occasion, you will be accompanied by Mr. Demi to discuss material about the characteristic of fungi or mushroom. Have you ever left plain bread for a few days? What happened? You certainly saw on the bread there were black spots, right? Did you know the black spots are actually mushroom or fungi?
You can grow and observe the bread mold fungus in the laboratory. To do so, obtain a piece of damp, stale bread and leave it exposed to the atmosphere for a few days. You will notice a furry growth appearing on the bread. Leaving the bread exposed to the atmosphere increased the likelihood of fungal spores from the air settling on the bread, growing on it. Let's have a closer look at this fungus. Transfer a small bit of the growth onto a microscope slide and observe. Mucor is a multicellular fungus. The fungus is organized into mycelia, which is made from thread-like structures called hyphae. Most hyphae contain many nuclei and are said to be multinucleated.
Mushroom live in damp, shady places. Mushrooms also help the process of food spoil and act as decomposer. On this occasion, I will discuss the characteristic of fungi or mushroom. Fungi have several characteristics. The first is that their bodies are unicellular and some are multicellular. Then the second has happy and mycelium. Then how to get their food can be saprophytic or parasitic. Then the wells are composed of chitin, and the last is reproduction, which can be vegetative and it could be generative. Now, we will discuss about the first characteristic, namely the unicellular and multicellular bodies. So, for unicellular fungi, it means that the fungus or its body only consists of one cell, while multicellular means that the mushroom's body has many cells or consists of many. Fungi are divided into two, namely macroscopic fungi and macroscopic fungi. For example, of macroscopic fungal organism can be divided into two, namely unicellular and multicellular. Then an example for unicellular macroscopy, namely Saccharomyces cerevisiae or fungi that we usually use in making tapai. Whereas for cellular microscopic example, namely are fungi that we usually find on stale bread or damaged bread. Now then, we can see example of macroscopic organism in the pictures. Namely, there is Pleurotus austratus or oyster mushroom, and there is fungus. Next, we will discuss the cell wall of chitin. So, that the main component of the cell wall is chitin. In contrast to plant wall's main component is cellulose. Its body is composed of fine threads called hyphae. Hyphae can be divided into the first two. They are hyphae that are insulted or septa, and hyphae that do not have insulation are commonly called hyphae senoistic. Then in addition to hyphae, there is also mycelium, collection of several hyphae. So that entire body in the fungus is a collection of hyphae called the mycelium. The next characteristic of fungi is that they are heterotrophic, meaning that they cannot synthesize or produce their own food. Different from plants, plants are autotrophic, meaning that plants can synthesize or produce their own food because they have chlorophyll, so that plants are able to photosynthesize. Furthermore, because fungi cannot be produce their own food, they can take food of nutrient of the environmental by absorption or absorption. Fungi obtain nutrition in two ways. First, they are saprophytes or parasites. Saprophytes are fungi that live absorbing organic material from dead decaying organisms. For example, Atricularia polycrita, vacancy are fungi takes nutrients from woods in the already wetted or dead. The first fungi reproduction is the asexual reproduction of fungi and the sexual reproduction of fungi. For the vegetative reproduction of fungi, it is further divided into two unicellular ones, where for unicellular organisms, the reproduction is by way of shoot formation, where for multicellular reproduction it is further divided into two. There is hyperfragmentation and there is the formation of vegetative spores. For asexual reproduction of fungi will form generative spore by fusing between hive and of different types. Conclusion: characteristic of fungi can be seen from there are unicellular and multicellular characteristic of the body. Then the second one has hive and the mycelium. Then how to get food can be saprophytic or parasitic. Then the cell wall is composed of chitin. And the last is reproduction, which can be vegetative, can also be generative.